Hey everybody, welcome to the Player's Take, episode 34. I am your host, Justin DeSimone, joined by my co-host, soon to be a G-Rank Hunter, Montrell Rice.
Hey, what's
How's
up?
it going, man?
All right, how you been?
I'm doing all right, and it's work's busy for both of us, I think, and just trying to play through some games, man. Just trying to play through some games. So, for those of you who haven't listened before, Player's Take is our weekly show where we talk about video games, video game news, and other topics pertaining to video games. We post at 6 a.m. Central Time on Fridays on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and your favorite podcast app of choice. Montreal, let's start, like we always do, with what we've been playing. Yeah, that's right. Wake up over there. Wake the fuck up. We're live right now. We're recording.
I am
okay?
Up.
Wake up. What the fuck have you been playing? Did you even put it in the doc?
I've been playing these same two games.
Okay, good.
I finished Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I think I told you that already.
You did.
Was that off on air?
I don't know. Dude, I black out when we do these shows. I don't know what we talk about on the show anymore.
And then WoW Classic. I'm like level 35.
Okay. You're 34, actually. Just to correct you.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm 39.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, so I'm playing a little Fire Emblem 2. Nothing more to say there. WoW Classic, I hit 39. I went on a just marathon this weekend, dude. Saturday, Sunday. I got from 34 to 39 over those 2 days.
I don't know how you did it. Oh, well, I know how you did it.
Yeah, I poop socked it, man, as Jet would say. And dude, I just got the bug, dude. I don't know what happened. I just got really into it. I was having a lot of fun. I made my mount money. I have like 130 gold right now.
I don't know how y'all make so much money.
I'm fucking ready, baby.
Well, I do know y'all are like not enchanting, but like doing other stuff.
Nah, man, just adventuring. Trust me. The amount of money you make really ramps up quickly, like from 35 to 40. You're going to start making a lot more gold really quickly.
Okay.
Just adventuring, doing your professions, selling your shit, like selling the stuff you find, the cloth you get and stuff like that. Like, it just adds up. Okay. It really does. I went out of my way to make extra money. I kind of found a little bit of a farming trick in the mid-levels that makes you a lot of money really quickly. And I was doing that kind of all day Sunday for the most part. So I went from like 50 gold to 130 that one day pretty much. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now, but I'm ready for the mount. I'm ready to go. I got my professions, man. I'm working them, man. I'm almost 200 with enchanting, which is nice. I'm actually getting to the point where enchants are like legit and people are going to want them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I'm going to start sitting in town and just like throwing a macro out there, like, selling these enchants, bring your mats and it's free, kind of thing, so I can level up.
Okay.
But, what about you? You still having fun with it?
Yeah, I'm getting a little burnt out, just a little bit, because I want to play, not because of the game itself, because I want to play other games.
Yeah, same.
So, one thing I didn't put on the dock here, I am playing a little bit of Breath of the Wild, so I want to start that. I want to get into that. Then I want to get Iceborne. Then I want to get Astral Chain. Then I want to get Damien X Money. Then I want to get Borderlands. Then next month,
Luigi's Mansion,
Outer
Worlds.
I forgot all about that
you
fucking game.
You want to play Call of Duty?
Yeah, I want to play. I want to play the beta this weekend, but I'm gonna be out of town. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one other game I've been playing, Borderlands 3, of course. I haven't put a lot of time into it, 5 hours or so, but I already have a lot to say. So let's just get into it real quick, because
I've been keeping myself dark from Justin because I wanted to get this.
Well, he asked me on, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
What my thoughts were of Borderlands 3.
This is a podcast exclusive.
And yeah, I was like, wait for the pod, dude. You're trying to ruin the organic nature of our conversation. So there's some pros and cons with this game. I played 5 hours. Like I said, I've been talking to my brother about it a good amount, and I've learned a lot from him, and I've been doing a little reading online as well, kind of seeing some opinions out there, just seeing kind of what people are thinking of this game, just to kind of understand how this game goes.
Yeah.
And based on everything, so far, just based on my own experience, they've fixed some things while at the same time regressing in other ways from Borderlands 2. Okay. And this is an unfortunate situation. This game, I don't think, is just going to be inherently better than Borderlands 2. I think, from a content standpoint so far, the game is putting me to sleep.
Really?
Yes. the missions you're doing in the beginning of the game and the area you're in, you start on Pandora again, it's just putting me to sleep, dude. Like, I told you last night I just fell asleep while I was playing it. Like, the game's not holding my attention right now from its content, from the content perspective. The story is not interesting at all. I met the villains last night and they annoy the shit out of me. I'm not into them at all. Like, they're trying to take the piss out of streaming, Twitch streaming, and it's not cute right now.
What do you mean they're trying to take the piss out of it?
Oh my god. So the main villain, one of them, there's two of them, the siblings. There's a male, female, brother, sister.
Yeah.
The sister is like the streamer. She's the one who streams, and they're like, tune in today for our Let's Flay, where it's like, flaying people alive instead of Let's Play, things like that. And then there's what was another one? Our tune in for today's Scream, and they don't say stream, they say scream or something. It's just like cheesy shit like that, dude. It's not.
Yikes! It looks like the writing has
Well, that's what I was reading online. A lot of people feel that way, and based off this short snippet I've seen so far, yeah. It seems to have tanked a little bit. Vaughn is annoying as shit. He's like one of the first characters you run into, and you do a few quests for him, and god damn it, he's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, all he does is he's just like, I'm a bandit now. I'm a bandit. Yeah, bandit for life. Like, it's like, oh, shut up, dude. Because you played Borderlands 2 with us briefly. We got to like level 15 or whatever, and that's a few hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably 5 to 10 hours, I'd say. And I remember you and Jet were enjoying the dialogue in that game.
Oh yeah, the dialogue was top notch in that game.
It's not sharp here. It sucks because the voice actors are great. They're doing a great job. They're really selling the lines, but the lines are bad.
Oh,
it sucks. Like, it's kind of disappointing. So it's kind of taking me out of the game because first of all, I'm sick of Pandora. We've been on Pandora for like goddamn 3 games, whatever the fuck. Like, we're always on Pandora. I'm sick of Pandora. Can we get off Pandora, please? It's like they shouldn't have started this game there, and it's kind of. It irks me that they decided to start the game there. They should have
end up on a different world.
Yeah, you're gonna go to multiple planets, but like I'm on the cusp of doing that, like leaving Pandora. It's only a few hours, but it's just one of those things. Like, the way they decided to structure this boggles my mind. That Pandora should have been a place you come back to later in the story. To me,
Yeah.
Maybe you do later on. I'm sure you do. But right now, like, starting the game there, you barely have anybody to interact with either. It's like 3 or 4 characters you're talking to.
Is it like a tutorial area?
Sort of, yeah.
All
but
right.
it's yeah, the game's teaching you stuff, but it's big, though. It's a big area. Like, it's a really wide area, and the quests are really far apart from each other.
Okay.
They give you vehicles right away, pretty much, so it cuts down on the travel time, but there's just a lot of issues with the interface in this regard. Because the map is not static, the mini-map, it spins with you. You know those mini-maps that do that sometimes?
Yeah.
They don't stay static with north always being up.
Yeah.
They like spin around with your character as you spin. First of all, hate that. It's not helpful for navigation whatsoever. So then I find myself opening the map up a lot.
Yeah.
The map menu, and the map is better from a display standpoint. It gives you much more information than Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 1's maps.
Yeah.
It shows you elevation now, and you can spin the map around and really see things. However, the problem is that I don't know why it does this, and I don't know if there's a way to fix this in the settings or something like that, but every time you open the map, it like doesn't center on your character. It will like go back to one of the travel points for some reason. It keeps doing this to me, and I have to like scroll, and it doesn't save your zoom level either, so you have to zoom out every time you open the map, and then it's like it's just it's not good right now.
Maybe it needs a patch.
Yeah, probably does. They said they're focused on quality of life improvements for this first patch and performance, because that's the second thing I want to mention is performance. I'm playing on PS4 Pro. It sets you to resolution mode automatically, which is the pretty mode, the mode that's like lower frame rate, higher fidelity. Don't play on that mode. Frame rate's terrible on that mode. It's very it's choppy as hell. The game is not smooth on that, so I would really recommend performance if you're playing on PS4 Pro. There's still some choppiness. It loses frames, like it drops frames below 60 or 30 or whatever it's set to. It's doing that fairly often, but it's not noticeable enough that it's detrimenting the gameplay.
Okay.
But so that's another disappointment too, that there's performance issues. The thing, let's get into the good though.
Yeah.
Because there's like a give and take here. It's like Borderlands 2 is basically the exact opposite of this game. The story in Borderlands 2 is great, and the design of the levels is great, and the characters are great, the dialogue is great, and the quest design even is really good. But the thing that Borderlands 2 faltered at was loot and progression and scaling. So scaling was the core issue with the game, that they scaled the levels way too hard. So as you got higher level, the levels would scale so hard that gear you got at the prior level is suddenly all of a sudden not able to carry you through the next level. You're having to replace your gear too often, and the drop rates in that game are extremely stingy to a bad level where it didn't feel balanced, right? Like generally in an ARPG, what you want is, as you're leveling, once your gear kind of it's starting to feel obsolete, that's when you start getting upgrades. Okay. Right? Like that's around the time you start getting upgrades. That didn't happen in Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is just like, it's rough. The scaling in that game is really rough, particularly in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. At the higher levels, the 60s to 70s, dude, it's rough, man. It's really rough. So this game feels like the other side of the spectrum. They kind of fixed that. So far, loot drops have been really generous. I'm getting purples and blues really often. I've already gotten 2 legendary drops in 5 hours, which is way more than I ever got in Borderlands 2. Okay. I would be lucky to get a legendary drop once a playthrough in Borderlands 2. Wow. And I've already gotten 2 in 5 hours. So, and that's what I've been that matches kind of what I've been reading online, and what my brother told me, that the drops seem a lot more generous in this game, which is good. And also the scaling is not as harsh. I'm low level, so I'm not noticing it too much yet, but I was researching this because I was really curious about it. Yeah. Is that the scaling is way less harsh than it was in Borderlands 2, and it seems like it's much more manageable for the player to keep up. Okay. Just through normal gameplay. You don't have to go out of your way to get special gear or anything like that, really, to be able to keep up with the scaling. So that seems to be something they fixed, and that part of it is exciting to me, because that's going to make this game a lot more playable and replayable over time, and less frustrating to replay. Okay. Because that was my biggest complaint with Borderlands 2, is as much as I love that game, it's so frustrating to play until you actually get to max level. And the level, the time it took to level to max in that game was really long too. This game is the opposite as well. It seems like leveling is really quick. I'm already level 10 in 5 hours, and it's been effortless. It's just happening. I'm just leveling. I'm not even noticing I'm leveling. It's happening so fast. Okay. Which that could just be low levels, but from what I've seen, a lot of people are already 50. It took them a day or two to get to 50, which is way quicker than Borderlands 2 was. So that's another positive in my opinion. And then do
the levels matter?
In the same way they've always mattered in Borderlands. Okay. You get your skill point every level. Your stats go up. Guns get more powerful, obviously. Yeah. Things like that. I think it's shallow. I mean, it's as shallow as it's always been. I will say the skill trees are a lot more in depth this time. They have more, because they have the same kind of layout they had before, where you need to put in 5 points. It's like the WoW style. Okay. Put in 5 points to unlock the next tier, 5 points the next tier. Yeah. All that. But about halfway down the trees, you start getting abilities unlocked when you get to that part of the tree that aren't relying on skill points. You just get them for being that far down the tree, it looks like. And they modify the ability that tree is associated with. So I think builds are going to be a little bit more interesting in this game than they've been in the past. Okay. And the fact that you have 3 abilities is really cool. Zane is nice because he can use 2 of his action skills at the same time. Okay. He's unique in that, but he has to give up his grenade to do that. Okay. So you get 2 action skills instead of your grenade. But your action skills have some abilities and perks in the talent trees that allow you to use your grenade using the action skills. So you might be able to like replicate that without having to like giving up your grenade isn't as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
You know, so far I'm like excited on the one hand, the gameplay hand, and on the other hand, I'm not excited on the story side of things. The game plays really well. It feels fluid. Your character movement feels good.
Okay.
I like the way the character controls. It's not cumbersome. Like I talked about with you before, Borderlands 2 felt a little stiff.
Yeah.
Going back to it.
It feel dated.
That's not really here as much. It's a lot smoother. Your characters go into animations a little bit smoother, and they're a lot more snappy.
Okay.
You know, and aiming and stuff is smooth. I will say aim assist is really highly turned on console from what I can tell so far. But I'm looking forward to playing this game in co-op. I think this game is going to be really, really good in co-op.
Are you going to play with your brother?
I'm going to try to. Yeah.
Okay.
He's already blown by me, dude. He's like completely obsessed with this game. I think last time I talked to him, he was level 29, and that was on Sunday night. He's probably already beaten the game.
Yeah, he's probably already level 50.
Yeah, he might already be 50, so I got a long way to go to catch up. But him and I want to play characters like from level 1 together, though.
Okay.
So that's usually what we do. But I am looking forward to playing this game more. I do think the DLCs in this game, my expectations are a little higher for this than they were in Borderlands 2. I'm kind of expecting them to make this game a lot more robust.
Okay.
I'm really hoping it adds a lot of features and gameplay elements and stuff to the game.
No, man, 2K.
So we'll see. Gearbox was really good with Borderlands 2. I mean, the DLC in that game is really, really good. So I'm looking forward to playing more. It's just putting me in a weird spot. It's like the story is really not engaging me right now, and that's unfortunate because I think people downplay how good Borderlands story has been since Borderlands 2.
Okay,
like it's kind of been pretty high quality in terms of the writing and the plot, overall plot and narrative. I really enjoyed Borderlands 2's story and the Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale series.
Yeah.
Those two games had really good stories that really brought this into like a legitimate space from a story perspective for video games. I will say, comparing the villains from Borderlands 2 to this game, man, it's just that Handsome Jack is, I think it's kind of just a hard act to follow thing.
Yeah.
I think is that he was just so good that no matter what they did, it was going to be less than, and it's hard to criticize them too hard for it. They had to try something. I don't like it. I don't like the way they're doing it. Like they're kind of structuring it in a similar way to Borderlands 2, where the villains are already talking to you and like they have a direct feed into your communication, and it's just. There's no justification for it. In Borderlands 2, at the very least, like Handsome Jack was a hacker, and they like made sure you knew that, and like he like hacked into your communication. That's why he always talked to you. And I think he says that at the beginning of the game too. It's like in this game they just start talking to you randomly, and there's no real reason why. They just do, you know. So, but I'm looking forward to playing more. I will have deeper thoughts, I think, as I actually play it myself and get further into it.
I notice a lot of franchises missed the reasons for things. They contrive things.
Yeah.
With that, like I know Halo. Sometimes Halo did do that with Halo 5, and you know, Borderlands seems like it does that. You know, they missed the little nuances of why Handsome Jack was able. Like that stuff kind of matters. Like why Handsome Jack was able to hack into my feed because he's a hacker. Obviously,
yeah.
That's
and
why
it is a different writing team. For this game.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
The guys who wrote Borderlands 2, they're not around anymore at Gearbox.
Oh, they just left.
I don't think they work for the company anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the difference between like old style. Like you can tell the old style writing video games, like the you know Mass Effect, the old games, and Borderlands 2, because that came out around that time, I believe too. And the new style of writing video games, whether it be now original stories, they do that. They don't really contrive things. They have a slow build up for some things, but when they're taking over franchises, it seems like the writing becomes really contrived, and they just kind of make
It's hard to write someone else's story.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to write in someone else's universe. It's just a reality. Like, you don't know what they intended.
Yeah.
Somebody, or a group of people came up with the lore for Borderlands, right? The universe of Borderlands.
Yeah.
And those people built what it is. And coming in and trying to make your own story in that universe and make it work and make sense and not not contradict the lore that already exists, that's hard. So I can understand it. It just sucks that it just seems like we can't get a perfect Borderlands game.
Yeah.
If I could get Borderlands 2 with what seems like the scaling and leveling speed in this game, man, that's like the perfect video game.
Okay.
Like, it's like the perfect ARPG, in my opinion. But they're like, honestly, I've been thinking about Borderlands 2 as well. I do want to play through it again with a different character. I think I'm going to try it on PC and play through. There's this thing called Cheat Engine that lets you do a lot of shit with games.
Yeah.
Like change settings and stuff like that. That one for Borderlands 2 is pretty robust. You can change like enemy health values and drop rates and things like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try it with that, using that and kind of modify it. So it's still challenging, but not like overbearing the way it is set at normal levels.
Okay.
You've been playing anything else, or just those couple games?
Just those couple games for right now, unfortunately.
All right, let's move into the news. So first story, following up on a story from a couple weeks ago with Insomniac getting acquired by Sony. They have actually...
Which is wild to me.
They have actually confirmed that they have acquired the rights to all of Insomniac's IP. What that means is they've gotten Sunset Overdrive, which is an Xbox One exclusive. The thing with this, there's a caveat. They own the IP, but they do not own the publishing rights to it.
So
to the
Xbox,
game,
they
to the
can
first
make
game.
the game, but Xbox will have to publish the game.
No, they can make a new game and publish it themselves. They just don't own the publishing rights to the first game.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So if they want to publish the first game on PlayStation, they're going to have to talk to Microsoft, and they're going to have to allow that, basically. So, I mean, people are kind of poo-pooing this, saying that it's probably not going to happen. I actually disagree. I don't see why Sony wouldn't just do this. If they want to do something with this IP, I mean, the first game is a good game.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
What does it hurt putting it on your platform? Like, what are you, like, you're really going to have to strong-arm Xbox into letting you do this? I don't think so.
They'll get a lot of people if they put this game on their platform. This game has a real call out to Jet Set Radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the game reminds me of, and I know a lot of people who own Sony, who love like those type of games, Jet Set Radio, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And we want another Jet Set Radio, and this game is the closest we're gonna get to it.
Yeah, and I mean, this game is a real obvious precursor to the Spider-Man. Like, it just looks very similar in how it plays. Like, so I do think we will get this game at some point. I don't know when. I would imagine probably not till PS5's out, but I don't know. I'd like to see it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think Xbox may do it just for more money.
Yeah,
I mean,
what does it hurt them?
Yeah,
if they're going to make money off Sony publishing it on PlayStation, what does it hurt?
I mean, but there's this little wave of people. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now in the news, but there's this wave of like anti-Xbox people, and I'm like, I don't know where this came from over the last. Like, it died out. I remember at the beginning of the generation it was there. Like, I'm not going to deny that.
I mean, I feel like it's always been there. It's still there. I just think, I think you're just seeing like a little bit of an uptick in this exact moment.
Yeah.
It's always there, though.
Yeah.
People bash on Xbox all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we talked about this during their E3 press conference. I mean, people were bashing that conference, even though it was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
So... I don't know. They can't win no matter what they do. If they let Sony publish Sunset Overdrive, people would figure out a way to say fuck Microsoft. Like,
I think Microsoft should do. I think Microsoft should try again to get Final Fantasy 14 on their console.
Yeah.
Even though it may be a little bit too late, but it wouldn't hurt to.
Why not?
It wouldn't hurt to get it on the console. And then like Xbox Live people, they get a discounted rate to play the game. Like maybe it's only $5 a month for them.
I like playing that game on PS4.
It's a good console. It's a good console MMO.
Yeah, it plays really well on console.
Yeah.
It does. I wish I had time to play that. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Too obsessed with World of Warcraft. All right, let's move on. This one's a weird one. This just kind of happened today. Rockstar announced and launched a game launcher. Their own game launcher.
Why?
Like the same of like Blizzard's and Ubisoft's and stuff. And I don't know. It's available to download right now.
It's not mandatory?
I don't think it's mandatory to play the games. It acts as a shop, though. You can buy the games if you don't have them. Yeah, it's similar to Battle.net, I think, the Battle.net launcher. But I guess that's not even a fair comparison because, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still buy these games on Steam.
Can you still play with people on Steam if you buy them on this launcher?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, this just came out today, so we don't know much about it. But
oh my god, this is terrible.
This is getting out of control.
Yeah.
Does everybody need their own fucking game launcher, dude?
Started with who to start with? Valve?
EA.
You think EA Access started it?
Well, Valve created Steam, but that's a digital marketplace where you can buy a shitload of different games, not just Valve games. Like EA, I'd say EA and Activision Blizzard. Blizzard with Battle.net, the Battle.net launcher, and then EA with their EA Origin.
Yeah.
Those two are examples, I think, of ones that they're kind of the first ones that did it that I remember, and they've been around the longest, and they have had moderate amount of success with it, but I don't think, I mean, Blizzard in particular, they've of course had plenty of success with their games.
Yeah.
But I think this has kind of turned into a follow the leader thing. Like everyone's just kind of like, sure, we'll have our own game launcher too.
You think they're trying to control like their own? Well, obviously they want everyone to make their purchases from the game through a game launcher.
Of course, they get the full revenue if they do it that way.
Yeah.
Because if you do it through Steam, you have to pay, 30% or whatever it is?
Yeah.
The 30%
I just think this is going to kill PC gaming. Like, because I know I don't want to download 5 different launchers. I mean, though, you may say like it doesn't hurt, but it's just annoying to download 5 different launchers.
I'm very against this. For that reason, I don't like having a lot of bloatware on my computer.
Yeah, because then they updates and
that's
shit
what
like
these
that.
things are. They'll start up. Like at startup, you can turn it off, obviously, but they'll all try to start up. They're all going to do updates. They're just going to bog your computer down. And I don't have any of them. I have Steam. That's it. I don't have any of the other ones, and I don't buy the games from the companies that require you to use their launcher for any of the other ones. I guess Battle.net's actually
different. Yeah.
That's not true. That's the one exception, I guess, for me. But otherwise, like, dude, I'm not gonna get EA Origin. I'm not getting Uplay. I'm not getting fucking this. I'm not getting Bethesda's. I'm not getting Epic Games Store. I don't want any of these things.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I did have Origin because I used to like playing Battlefield a lot on PC. And that was before consoles had the ability to do the 32 plus 32 v32. Yep. But now consoles have that ability, so I don't play it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, when Battlefield 3 came out, I was doing the 30 v30 on that, and that wasn't available on consoles. It was only 12v12 on like Xbox 360.
Yeah, because they couldn't handle that many players at the same time. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want Valve to have a monopoly, obviously, but it is convenient when it's all in one place. You know, it is. It's just kind of a reality with it. But I don't know. At this point,
I mean, Valve haven't had. I heard some little inklings that they're doing something, but like they just been letting this shit. Maybe they are tired of this shit. Maybe they're just like, you know what, leave. Please.
I have felt that way for a long time. I really have. I'm telling you, dude. I just get that impression from them. Like they don't want to deal with the legal bullshit.
Yeah.
The different countries having different return requirements.
Maybe they actually want to make video games again.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. They're obsessed with hardware lately. So, all right, let's move on. Next story is a good one for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. This game has already shipped over 2.5 million copies since launch, and that was a week, basically, a week time period that this figure came from, the first week of the game being live. So,
I am not surprised, man. You know, Monster Hunter franchise has been secretly keeping Capcom afloat during that weird period when they wanted to go Western. Like, Monster Hunter games were selling like hotcakes in Japan.
And this is their biggest franchise now. Yeah. I mean, Monster Hunter World is the best-selling game in Capcom's history as a company.
I put out a couple of tweets ago when Oh, actually, last week when we were going to discuss, Resident Evil or that new Resident Evil game, which I think is, which they showed a trailer for in a Tokyo Game Show. I think it's another iteration of this old Resident Evil game called Resident Evil Outbreak.
Yeah.
Which is, we had four regular people. They weren't Leon or they weren't any other regular main cast. It was just four regular people, which are four regular players, and they have to go through Raccoon City to get out, and they have to do certain tasks and things of that nature.
Yeah.
One person may have a gun or whatever, and you have to protect another person while they're doing this. It's just certain tasks and things of that nature. Just real co-op, but Resident Evil style.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And I think this new game is either going to be that, or it's going to be like a Freddyverse, or what's the game where the people can play
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's going to be a Friday the 13th-esque game.
Asymmetric.
Well, no, like where the one person is the villain and then four people.
Yeah, that's Friday the 13th. Yeah,
okay,
he plays Jason. And
yeah. I think it's going to be like that. Maybe one player can control the outcomes of the zombies and the monsters and stuff. Anyway, getting off of that, Outbreak, Resident Evil Outbreak, Monster Hunter, and some other game. 2 other Capcom games I forgot were released around the same time, around 2004. And Capcom was really trying to push themselves against the online market. Yeah. Unfortunately, those other games didn't stick, but Monster Hunter made waves, like huge waves in Japan. Then it came over here, and it didn't really do too well, but they kept on going with it, and I mean, it's paying off for them now.
It didn't do well because they kept isolating it on fucking handhelds.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they had it on PS2. That was the first month. That's what I played it. A lot of people did come out on the handheld, but I played it on.
But then every other one was on. The only other exception to that first one was on PS2, and then they had the one on Wii, Monster Hunter Tri.
Well, they had Monster Hunter 2, which never got released in the U.S.
Okay, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. The ones in the West. Yeah, we only got 2 console ones before this one.
And that in the Wii push was like really, that marketing push was weak as hell. I remember that marketing push. It was terrible.
Yeah. So they've all been handheld otherwise.
Yep.
Well, honestly, it's good for Capcom though. I'm happy they're in kind of in a resurgence the last few years. Like they're really kind of knocking it out of the park lately.
I wonder if they changed leadership in Capcom, because they've really changed the way they've been.
They're very
approaching
different.
Games.
They've been doing. I don't know. Maybe they just had an epiphany that what they were doing wasn't working. I mean, it clearly wasn't. They were struggling. They weren't selling anything. People hated their games. Like it was. They had a lot of bad PR. So I mean. I know we're both interested in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to get it on Monday and play it.
I've been debating about it. I just don't know if I can fit it in right now, but I really want to play this. And they've already released a kind of post-launch schedule. Yeah. With Rajane's coming in October. Mm-hmm. They're going to do another Horizon Zero Dawn collaboration.
Sweet.
In November and December. They're going to have an event in November and then a few extra quests added onto that event in December. Then they're going to add another new monster at the end of December, they said. And then January, they're going to announce what comes next. After that, they said there will be more title updates. So I assume more monsters.
Okay, cool.
So they're really supporting this game. And, dude, it's
paying off, man.
Like you said, I heard you told me earlier that people are saying that this is an extremely robust expansion.
Yes.
Like it's basically a full game.
Yeah, people are telling themselves that they'll pay $60 for this game, actually.
Which is, that's impressive.
You don't hear that nowadays.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, dude, the monster list just looks so good.
Man, I was watching the reviews and he showed a couple of monsters that I didn't even know they were going to be in the game.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to find a full monster list for this game and I can't find it.
I'm not looking. I don't want to be surprised.
I'm done looking. Yeah, I gave up. I was like just trying to find out what else was in there. I know a few that they didn't specifically announce. Yeah. But ones we talked about actually. But I'm kind of excited to just go in and like experience it fresh.
Yeah, man.
And give it a shot. So
speaking of companies, I didn't put this on the list, but I just honestly thought of it because Capcom reminded me of another company that used to be beloved, which is Konami. So Konami is trying to get. So, I don't know if you guys remember back about 3 or 4 years ago, actually after Metal Gear 5 was released, Konami went straight pachinko machines. And they're like, yo, we're doing straight pachinko and mobile games. So now, it comes Everything comes in full circle because Japan has just released their anti-gambling laws for pachinko machines. So the thing with pachinko machines was, yes. So there was a loophole in pachinko machines.
Yeah.
They couldn't be really gambling establishments. Yeah. So what you would do is you'll go into the vendor, and the vendor will give you, say you want to play the pachinko machine, you'll give him $20. He'll give you $20 worth of these little marble balls. You go to the place, you play the marble balls, and you get your money from that. Then from there, take the marble balls over to a vendor, which is usually like right down the street or right next door, right across the street, and you pay out over there. So that's how they got around this gambling thing. Now Japan has picked up on that and updated their gambling laws, and there's going to be like, pachinko awareness and support groups for people who are addicted to this stuff, and there's going to be support groups for people who are addicted to casinos in general. Because Japan is about to open up their casino laws as well, so they can start having more casinos to get more tourism there. Yeah. But they also are going to have a lot stricter gambling laws, so the citizens there would not get addicted and crumble society or whatever. Interesting. But now among that, Konami is now having a game change because they're like, oh shit, like this can start hurting our revenue. Yeah. So what they're going to try doing now, they saw real success with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Links that came out for the Switch. Yeah. So they're actually going to try to turn that into an esport. Okay. And yeah, they're going to try to turn that into an esport. Okay. And PES, which is the Pro
Evolution Soccer,
they're turning that into International Soccer 2020. That's what the name's going to be now. And they're going to apparently PES is selling really good. And they're going to turn that into an esport and actually have a whole division or league dedicated for those two games.
Well, PES versus FIFA's been an interesting back and forth over the years. They've been better than each other multiple times. They've kind of handed the baton off, so I don't really know where it stands right now, but PES's issue has always been getting licensing for the actual FIFA teams. Okay. Because I think EA has the licensing for most of the important ones, like Premier League and the European leagues. Yeah. So that's kind of been an issue for PES, but the gameplay has always been pretty solid from what I understood. Yeah, I remember for those games, so that's interesting. I wanted to bring up, too, I thought this was what you were going to mention. My brother texted me the other day, kind of in a rage, that Konami announced a new Castlevania game, and it's going to be a mobile game. Yeah.
Yep. I was actually gonna end it off with that.
Oh, it's hilarious, man. It's so funny.
That's actually after the creator not the creator, but like the game designer actually made his own game, which is called Blood by the Moon or something like that. It's a Castlevania type style game.
You talking about Bloodstained?
I think that's what it's called.
The one by Koji Igarashi.
Yeah.
That came out this June.
Yeah. So people are already playing that, and it's kind of crazy that they're making a mobile game out of it. I mean, the mobile game has been really generous to Konami, so it makes sense from a business standpoint.
Are these gambling laws going to extend to mobile games in Japan?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They are. They did say something about that, actually, because Japan is starting to bring up its own kind of anti-loot box thing as well. And they said Japan. I know Nintendo's trying to like change some things with Fire Emblem and things of that nature.
Oh, but Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's a developing story right now. I don't have all the information on that.
Montrell reporting from the streets, man. It's a developing story, guys.
The streets be talking.
Streets are talking. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's stop talking about Konami because they make me queasy. We got NPDs for August. I always love this list. This was an interesting month. NPD Group reported that U.S. hardware, software, and accessory sales were down 18% year over year in the entire U.S. industry for video games to $666 million, which that's a lot of money.
All digital future coming at you.
But I think this included digital. Oh. Yeah, it says it includes U.S. physical sales as well as digital sales from a, quote, subset of publishers. So it's not everybody, but it's a large portion of the market. So, I mean, that's a significant drop-off. I would imagine that this is kind of a one-time thing. But we are coming up on a new generation soon. We're about 14 months out from this.
Sales always go down.
Yeah, this is gonna continue probably until those new consoles come out. So we're kind of in a. I think we're gonna be in a lull period. Even though I think game sales are gonna pick up from September onward because we're getting a lot of really
good games,
high quality games coming out. But I think overall console sales are probably going to drop. I would imagine up until the new consoles launch.
It's probably going to be a steal for like Black Friday for consoles just to get them out. They're probably going to be dirt cheap this Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean they've been dirt cheap the last 2 years. You've been able to get a bundled game with a PS4 for like $200. It's just nuts. Like last year it was Spider-Man bundle with the PS4 for $200.
Yeah.
And at the time you couldn't get Spider-Man for less than like $50.
Yeah.
So you were basically getting a $50 game thrown in. It was like the console was like $150. It was crazy. So I expect similar things this year. But here's the full list: the 20 best-selling games in August. So Madden NFL 20, number 1. Minecraft number 2. Grand Theft Auto 5 number 3.
Jesus, that game continues to sell.
Oh, it's so funny. You know what's funny about Madden? PC game sales were not. PC digital sales weren't included in their ranking either. Number 4, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Number 5, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 6, Super Mario Maker 2. Number 7, Mario Kart 8. Number 8 is Mortal Kombat 11. Number 9, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Number 10, Astral Chain.
Hey, that's good. Hey. From Platinum, man.
Number 11, Marvel Spider-Man. Number 12, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 13, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 14, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Number 15, Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Wow,
damn!
That's an obscure game to be up there in the list.
What? Go Triumph Studios. Damn, dude. It's turn-based strategy making an appearance on this list. What the hell, dude?
I think people want this
shit. I will say this game, which is traditionally probably would have been a PC exclusive, was released on all platforms.
Okay.
Day and date with the PC version of the game. So that might be why this sold well. And that indicates to me that these games have always had a wider audience than I think people think. They're good games. Play them. I want to play Planetfall too. It's on my list of games to buy.
I think a lot of, just to kind of hit on that, I think a lot of non-game players would love strategy games because they don't really require a lot of mechanics. They just require
need skill.
Yeah,
it's just thinking. Yeah, really. You know?
And I think a lot of players would, if you love thinking, if you love puzzle games, like I think strategy games,
you
strategy
can play
RPGs,
them at your pace, your own pace. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, there's skill involved with the strategy, but there's not like physical skill.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You don't need to have quick fingers and dexterity and like good reaction time or anything like that. It's all up here, you know, up in your head. So, all right, let's continuing on. Number 16 is Super Mario Party.
I bought that game.
Super random.
I mean, I did buy that game, but that was months ago. I have not touched it since.
I know, because it sucks.
It sucks.
Number 17, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order.
That's a good game.
Number 18, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Let's make a more convoluted game for the next Mario Bros. Game, Nintendo, please. Number 19, The Dark Pictures, Man of Medan. And number 20, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay, that's good.
So... pretty good list. Planetfall making an appearance there. I mean, Madden 20. What a surprise. It's been number 1 in the last 2 months.
You guys kill me. I'm not about to go on a rant, but you guys kill me.
That's fine. Let's not do this today. I just can't. I can't do it anymore, man. I just can't. I can't exhaust myself screaming about Madden.
When the banner is in the game,
I know,
and it says 19, and you guys still buy it and tell me this is a good game, when the banner inside the game still says Madden 19, and it's a 2020 game.
Look, it's a banner no one's going to notice unless they go look for it.
It doesn't matter. That literally proves the
game's
still
shameful. It's still shameful. It's still really shameful. It's really bad. Fire Emblem 3 Houses being number 4, though.
That's good.
Good showing, man.
Yeah,
that game's doing well.
Yeah, that means people want really these type of games.
I think this is... I think it's already the highest selling Fire Emblem game, like...
And no waifus. I mean, it wasn't like... okay, there were waifus.
There's some waifus.
But
there
it wasn't like... it wasn't like bad though.
Yeah, they're a lot more
conservative,
respectful. Towards women. In general, I will say DLC did come out last week for new outfits. I didn't look at any of them, so we'll see what comes of that. I mean, there's some characters, man, that I'm
scared,
specifically afraid of. Hilda being one.
Yeah.
God, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Some of the characters are like 15 years old in the game too, so it's like, yikes. Yeah. We'll see.
Well, they get older, you know.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can put the outfits on them when they're 15. You know, like Petra's 15, dude.
Bro, that's wild. When I found out that, I instantly stopped hitting on her.
Yeah, isn't Lysithea too? She's like 14 or 15, right?
Disgusting.
It's just I mean, it's not that bad because the game isn't really overt with the not super like, you're not really flirting with them. Like they kind of flirt with you a little bit, but it's not like reciprocated, so it's not that bad, but it's like right on the edge, man. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so
I mean, the DLC costumes don't look that bad.
Oh, you're looking them up right now?
Yeah, they don't look that bad.
Oh, that's funny.
They actually don't look bad at all. They don't look like they're not Xenoblade bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, one more thing actually out of these NPD numbers. So, dollar sales of tracked games fell 22% to 257 million, which was the lowest total for August software sales since 1998.
Wow.
A long time. So, it is a little bit of a kind of an alarm bell a little bit. We'll see how September goes, but we'll see.
Okay, so it's actually pretty cool. So the DLC are like basketball and soccer outfits. Yeah, they look like a team. It looks so cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good. You'll have to send me those after we're done, or show them to me after we're done. All right, let's move on. So we got some release date news. Medieval went gold, the Medieval remake. It's coming on October 25th. We already knew that, but the game is gold. It's being pressed. It looks like it's going to make it for October 25th.
I actually never played a Medieval game.
Yeah, you have any interest in playing this?
No.
Me either. The game definitely looked goofy when
it looks like a fun game though.
It does, yeah. I don't think they've announced pricing for this yet though.
Is it a full-on remake?
It is a full-on remake.
It might be $60 then.
I just don't feel like this is a $60 game though. This has got to be a 30 or 40.
There are like diehard fans for this game.
But the fact they haven't announced pricing yet, though, makes me feel like they're just trying to wait till the last minute.
Oh, they're gonna have some like special collector's edition.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Next one is a leak. This one seems pretty solid, though. A PC Gamer magazine has come out for the next month, and or hasn't come out yet, but some screenshots leaked of the cover, which showed a exclusive reveal of a Total War game called A Total War Saga Troy, so the new Total War game set in Troy. This seems pretty much confirmed at this point. It's not really confirmed, but you can take this pretty much as it is confirmed, essentially. New Total War game, not a surprise. I mean,
it's been a while since we got one, actually, right?
I mean, it's really just been the Warhammer ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the most recent one that they came out with besides those. I think it was it Total War Kingdoms 2, or is that older than I don't know. I don't keep up with this. These guys come out with new Creative Assembly's coming out with new Total War games, like I feel like every 6 months sometimes. But Troy's kind of cool though. That'll be interesting. I mean, it is kind of a weird side take to like Rome or Greece.
Yeah, it's
you know?
Total War 3 Kingdoms.
3 Kingdoms. Okay, is that the most recent one?
Yeah, it's the most recent one.
Okay, yeah. When did that come out?
It came out actually this year.
Jesus.
Yeah, it did. It came out this year. I think it came out May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It looks like it got a 95.
Yeah, no, these games are like consistently really high quality. And somehow they're coming out with one every year. I don't understand it, but they make it work, dude. So Troy will be interesting. Like I said, it'll be kind of like a I would imagine fairly similar to like Rome Total War, probably Rome Total War 2. But man, this is another series that I wish I had time to play, because I've played a couple of them, and dude, they're really fun games. But it's just like they're such a huge time investment, to play them. And it's if I want to play a strategy game, I always default to like Civilization or something like that, like a real 4X. But look forward to that regardless. All right, moving on. I talked about Neo 2 last week, getting a release window. There has been a beta announcement for it. It's going to be happening on November 1st through November 10th. And man, are you going to check this out? Because I think I'm going to check this out. Yeah. They did this for Neo 1 as well, and it was really well received. I think it really built hype for the game.
Yep.
I think they're going to do something similar here. They use it to take feedback as well, so if you know...
I do remember from the first beta, even though I didn't play it, I do remember the feedback that they took. A lot of people were surprised that they actually nerfed and buffed some things, because a lot of people had a lot of complaints. They were like, the game's really good, but I shouldn't be getting punished for like one hit killing me. I remember the damage output was like really bad for like enemies.
Yeah.
And they nerfed it, and people were surprised that they actually listened to things of that nature.
And the game was still hard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm glad they did, because the game was I don't know, Neo is just so good, dude. Like I'm really excited for this game. The gameplay looks great. I really want to like give this this demo a shot, or this beta a shot, because last time if you beat the beta, you got something in the main game.
Oh, okay.
You could like carry your save over, and you would get a reward for beating the demo. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. I mean, we're still looking at. It says they're saying early 2020. I am kind of wondering if we're really going to hit that window.
I think they're going to. It's just too many games. If I were them, I would wait till like April to release this game, because there's just too many games between January and March.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I mean, dude, even April though, you got Cyberpunk in there.
I keep forgetting.
Avengers is coming in May. Like,
I don't think that's a big deal.
Oh my god, that poor game.
I honestly don't think that's it. It's a live service game on top of that.
I just don't think it's a big deal. It's just getting trashed all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of dead on arrival, and I think the last live service game that just came out, I mean, like brand new, was Anthem, and that game didn't really.
Well, as we saw, we didn't put it in the news, but that game is basically dead now.
Oh yeah. They're
saying they're going to a quarterly release schedule, and it just looks like they're winding down.
Oh yeah.
Content releases.
They have long-term goals for it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're just trying to say that to keep their investors happy. But
yeah.
I think that game's going to be dead by next year, by the beginning of next year, beginning of 2020.
Which, I mean, it probably should be.
Yeah.
But anyways, Neo 2, I mean, it looks a lot more robust. It looks like you can do transformations now. Like, you have a yokai transformation that makes you more powerful and faster and stuff like that. I'm just like, in the enemy designs, dude, I just keep looking at them and I'm like, God, this looks awesome.
Yeah, man.
This game just looks so good.
It looks like they just went crazy with it. They really wanted to do what they wanted to do. The first one was kind of like taking it slow.
Yeah.
And this one, they're like, oh, since it's really popular, let's do what we want to do with it. So.
Yeah, and this game is the reason why I didn't play Sekiro.
Really?
Like, honestly, it is. Because I just know this game is much more my speed than Sekiro.
Okay.
Like, this game is about speed. It's fast. It's a fast Dark Souls kind of game. Like, it's not... It just feels like it's super skill based to me. Like,
I still want to play Sekiro. I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
I'm sure it's a fine game. I just don't. I'm not personally interested in it because it just looked. It didn't look like what I'm looking for. Like, Neo's much more my.
I think you should play Bloodborne.
Yeah, I do. I want to play that.
I got it. You can borrow it.
I have it.
Okay.
I bought it on PSN on a sale. It was like $10 or something.
Yeah,
like,
that game's
with the DLC, and
that game's really fast. It's really fast. To me, it's faster than Sekiro.
Yeah.
And I think you'll like it a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as fast as Neo, but...
No, it's probably not going to be as fast as Neo, but it is fast.
But that's fine. No, I played it a little bit, too. I did.
Yeah.
It was fun. I just didn't get into it. I was planning on playing a co-op with my brother, actually, because we were playing Neo.
Okay.
And that game was... really fun co-op.
Okay.
I hope they don't do what they did last time either, because they did this weird thing before Neo came out where they kind of like took co-op out of the game, basically. Like where you couldn't co-op with people you knew. You had to like use this weird item to get it randomly into matchmaking with people. Oh, I remember what it was. That's right. They did this weird thing where they required the person hosting to have beaten the mission you were trying to co-op. So when we wanted to co-op together and play through it together, but you couldn't do that given that system. You'd have to play the mission alone first and beat it, and then co-op and beat it again. It just didn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
It was really weird, and by the time we got back into the game, they had nixed that, and you could play with anybody at any time. Yeah. So I'm hoping they just do that from the get-go this time.
I know Dark Souls had a weird system like that where you couldn't even... You can play with players, but you couldn't co-op with them. Yeah. And then Dark Souls 2, they changed that. And then in Bloodborne, they overhauled it where I put in a certain code or something like that, put my little soapstone down, and then I can summon you, and you be my player throughout the whole entire game.
Yeah, so, because honestly, if they allow that, I think me and my brother will probably play through this game together, because playing through it co-op was really fun. I will say, I think the game is a lot easier in co-op naturally. Okay. Because, enemies are... kind of distracted,
they're not focused on you.
They're not totally focused on you at all times. Yeah. But that's okay with me, though. I just, like, some of the bosses were still really, really hard.
Yeah, I think it makes it more erratic because you don't know sometimes who the boss is going to target.
Exactly. Yeah, but some bosses were a lot harder than others, for sure, so... But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. It hit a quality bar that I was not expecting. So, all right, moving on. This is the last kind of announcement. Square Enix has announced that Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3 are coming to the West on the Nintendo Switch. They're going to be coming on September 27th on the eShop. There is going to be a physical release in Japan, not here, unfortunately. But, if you like Dragon Quest, you're going to get the first 3 games.
Well, guys, looks like we're not getting Hunter x Hunter.
Nope.
So it's a running joke that the creator of Hunter x Hunter stops writing the manga to play Dragon Quest.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, because these have come to the West, right, before?
Yeah.
They were just Dragon Warrior. They were called Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior.
Okay, fair enough.
And then they changed the name. They changed it back to the original.
Yeah. All right, that's it for release date announcements. In terms of new releases this week, we got some good stuff. We got Zelda Link's Awakening. You're gonna get that at some point, but probably not anytime.
Man, yeah. That's the only Zelda I actually haven't played. I played Minish Cap. I played all of them except for this one.
This one's really good, and I'm sure this remake's really good. The thing is, I don't want to pay $60 for this. I just don't. I don't think it has enough content in it to justify that price personally. Okay. It's not that long of a game, so yeah, I think that's a little bit overpriced personally. We also got Ni no Kuni coming on Switch, a re-release of that game. I actually may buy that game. Okay. I won't play it right away, but I definitely want to buy it before it goes out of stock and shit like that. Yeah. Castle Crashers coming on Switch. I never was a huge Castle Crashers fan, but whatever. This game, Overland, which this is this was one of the games that was shown at E3 during Microsoft's conference. Mm-hmm. It is I think this is the one where it's a turn-based strategy game where you're trying to go across the United States in an apocalypse. Oh, or whatever. Yeah, you remember this one? Yeah. So that's coming out on all platforms this week. So that's cool. I don't think I'm going to play it right now, but one that I'm keeping in mind. Devil May Cry 2 coming to Switch. Trash. That's the bad one. Yeah. That's the one no one speaks about. I don't understand. Now, this is what I don't understand. Mm-hmm. Why won't they just do a whole collection? They're obviously next year, they're going to have Devil May Cry 3 on the Switch. So just do a collection of Devil May Cry 1 through 3. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to take advantage of it, man. Yeah. They're trying to get more money off the individual games. Yeah. And it's going to work. It's probably going to work. I don't think anyone's going to buy Devil May Cry 2, but some people will. I would go back and buy Devil May Cry 1 because that's actually a good game. So yeah. Well, also the Nintendo Switch Lite. So I saw pictures comparing it to it. It's about as big as a PS Vita. Really? Yes. Is it really that small? Yeah. I need to get my hands on one of these things. I mean, dude, I told you.
They're maybe like maybe a millimeter bigger than a Vita.
Yeah. Well, I told you I've been thinking about getting one of these,
and it looks almost like a big brother to someone put like the original Game Boy Advance next to it. It looks like a big brother to it.
Yeah, my only issue with this thing is if I were to have two Switches, one at home, one to take on the go with me.
Don't do it.
Montrell's shaking his head. The problem is the fact that I buy all my games physically is kind of defeating the purpose of the reason I would want it.
Oh, you can't put physical games in it?
No, you can, but
okay.
I'd have to take the cartridge out of each one every time I come home and go out. So it's the same problem, you know? I'd have to remember to do that.
And you'd have 2 carrying cases.
I'd have to have 2 carrying cases. I mean, it almost makes me think like maybe I just do this. I would play a different game on the go on the Switch Lite versus.
Here's a crazy idea: you keep the Switch that you have now.
I mean, that's untenable, Montrell. I can't do that. Well, I mean, the other thing I've been considering is trading my Switch in for the new model of Switch that has better battery life.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about doing that instead.
I think I'm going to do that.
Because I mean, GameStop I think is still doing trade-ins for the Switch for $200 or $225 or something like that. So you can get a new Switch for like $75.
Okay,
you know, which is extremely good. So
also coming out this week is the Sega Mini.
Oh, that's right, the Sega Classic Mini.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I am a huge Sega fan, but the games that they're releasing, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah. So. Too bad. So sad for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, we got some stuff coming up, man. Oh my god. There's this game called Cube World. Have you been hearing about that?
It's called who?
Cube World.
Cube World?
Yeah. It looks like Minecraft, but it's like I think it's like an RPG, like an open world RPG.
Okay.
And this has been a game that's been in development for like 7 years or something like that, and there's been like radio silence from the developer from this game for like 6 years. Like nobody had any idea that this game was still being worked on, and then it just got announced a few weeks ago that it's coming out in like 2 months. So that's coming up soon. I think it's coming out in October sometime, and I'm like actually really, really curious about that game. So. I'm gonna keep my eye on that one too.
I mean, that's kind of weird because you also got that Dragon Quest Minecraft-ish game coming out too.
That already came out. It came out in July.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Dragon Quest Builders 2. Yeah, it came out in July. So
okay.
I'm just keeping my eye on it. It looks really interesting. It's weird. I get through these phases where all of a sudden I just want to play like an indie game. It happens to me a lot. It happened to me early this year. That's why I got Wargroove and Dead Cells.
Yeah.
I was just like, one day I was on my Switch just going through the eShop, and I'm like, these games look cool, man. And I just bought them.
You actually love Wargroove.
You know, yeah, Wargroove was one of my favorite games this year. So, you know, it works out sometimes.
Besides that, what was the other game you were playing?
Dead Cells?
No, the other one. Elder...
Fellseal.
Fellseal, there you go.
Abbott is Mac.
Yeah.
That game, I got to get back to that game, too. I just kind of left it, and I'm upset with myself because it's really good. I need to finish it. So, you know.
I didn't know Ni no Kuni was coming remastered on the PS4 as well.
Yeah,
and
it
PC.
Is. Yeah,
okay.
and PC. Yeah, so you can get it on whatever platform you want except for Xbox.
Yeah, so the Switch Lite, also, like you said, is being released in 3 colors.
Dude,
gray.
that teal one is dope.
I actually like the yellow one.
I like the yellow one too.
The
gray,
nice.
fuck the gray.
Yeah, the gray is alright.
Dude, the teal or the yellow, I'm all about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll send you a picture of the size comparison. It's about as big as a fucking Vita.
Is there no bezel on the screen? It looks like there isn't based on the box cover.
I'm not sure that part.
Because that's one of the big, dude, the screen on the Switch is huge, but there's a huge amount of bezel on it, like taking away from screen real estate. So the screen's not really that big in actuality. Like, honestly, if this thing's as small as you're saying, they might not have actually lost any screen real estate with it because the bezel's just gone. They just took the bezel out.
Okay.
You know? So I would like to see that comparison, but...
How much are these things? Are these things cheaper than the original?
Yeah, $200.
I may buy my girlfriend one.
That's what I'm saying, $200, dude.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I got to trade some games in. I got a shitload of games that I don't even care about right now.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I may get one. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, that's it. That's all we got for the show this week, man. Got anything else you want to talk about?
I want you guys to go try that game, Greedfall, that came out.
Oh yeah.
And it's another game that's like a Dark Souls shooter-ish type game. Shoot, it just came out. I'm putting Dark Souls shooter.
Control?
No,
not that one, right? No,
that game. Okay, so that game looks weird. That game looks like a game I don't want to play. Like,
I haven't actually watched gameplay.
It looks like Uncharted with physics is Uncharted. I mean, with physics in slow motion.
Okay.
And I'm not a really big fan of the Uncharted style gameplay. Like, I think it's like really benign and it just doesn't sell on me. Like, the story is really good. The characters and the actors do really good jobs with that game, so I'm not taking away from that. It's just, to me, it's just another generic third-person shooter with some action elements to it. The game I was talking about, though, is called Remnant from the Ashes.
Okay, what the hell is that?
It's a Dark Souls-like shooter.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, and it's actually really good. I watched some gameplay footage, and it's really hard, like Dark Souls. You gotta know your positioning when you're shooting, things of that nature. It's a third-person shooter.
Okay.
And you can get loot, you can build armor and things of that nature. And a lot of people really like it.
Well, check that out.
You got bonfires, just like Dark Souls and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's a lot of games coming out.
Yeah. And
every week.
I think the Remnant from the Ashes and Greedfall, those are from two middleware companies. Yeah. And I really support middleware games because I think they should make a resurgence. Like, we need that to come back and kind of balance out the...
Hey, man, TSQ Nordic's got you covered, bro.
Yeah.
Man, they got, 70 games in development or some stupid shit?
Oh, my God. But, yeah, how many of those games are good?
None, probably. I don't know. They're weird. All right, well, that's the show, man. That's the show, guys. That's all we got. This is a short one, but we gave you a little bit longer one last week, so we kind of wanted to get wrapped up quickly. So if you enjoyed this show, please like the show, review the show, and subscribe to the show on whatever feed you're listening to it on. Then please share the show with your friends so we can grow the audience. If you'd like to interact with either of us, you can do so on Twitter at The Player's Take for the show, at iTrap for the Hokage for Montrell. That is the number 4, not the word. I am at Thundernut01. If you'd like to send us a question that we will answer on the show, we'll answer a question on the show for you. If you send one in, you can do so on Twitter, or you can send an email to us at theplayerstake01@gmail.com. Next week, I'm sure I will have more thoughts on Borderlands 3. Maybe Iceborne if I decide to buy it. I'm sure Montrell will have some Iceborne thoughts if he purchases it.
Yes, I will have some thoughts on it.
And some Zelda thoughts.
Zelda
thoughts. Hell yeah, man.
And no, I lie. I'm not going to have Astral Chain thoughts.
Yeah.
I want to, guys, but I'm not.
Yeah. I do, too. I wish God. Too many games. All right. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you on the next one. All right. Bye, guys.